DIYers! Sorry for the long delay. It was really hard to schedule a time with both my filmographer and my model, and then I kind of moved out of state, so I lost my model. But I'm going to make this work. Today, our measurements are going to be the arms and the lower body. For this portion of the measurements, you're going to need not one, but 2 measuring tapes. Now, you only need 2 measuring tapes for one measurement. So if you don't have 2 measuring tapes, you can use an L-shaped ruler. It'll do the same thing, it's just a little awkward. You're also going to need your personal measurement chart and a pencil with which to write down your measurements. Let's get started. These are the measurements you will need for your lower torso so that you can draft a pattern for a skirt or a pair of pants. Number 22, abdomen arc. On the abdomen measurement, starting at the center front, measure across the hip bone to the side seam, keeping your measuring tape parallel to the floor. Starting at the side seam, measure to the center back, keeping your measuring tape parallel to the floor. Number 23, hip arc. On the hip measurement, starting at the center front, measure to the side seam. Starting at the side seam, measure to the center back, keeping your measuring tape parallel to the floor. For these next measurements, you're probably going to want to be really good friends with whoever is taking your measurements. They can get a little awkward. 24. Crotch depth. Using a measuring tape or a string tied around the waist, sit down and measure the distance from the bottom of the tape to the top of the chair. Use a hard ruler and do not press against the body. This works best on a non-cushioned seat. Another slightly more awkward method is to use an L-shaped ruler placed between the legs and read the measurement at the waist. 25. Hip depth. Measure from the waistline to the hip line, down the center front, and then again on the center back. 26. Side hip depth. Measure from the waistline to the hip line on the side seam. Number 27, waist to ankle, knee, and floor. Measure from the waist to the ankle, then to the knee, and then to the floor. Number 28, crotch length and vertical trunk. This measurement is from the center front on the waist measurement, down under the crotch, around to the center back waist measurement. To get the vertical trunk measurement, which you will only need if you plan on making a jumpsuit or maybe a pair of overalls, bring the measuring tape up and around over the shoulder and then end at the center front waist. 29. Upper and mid thigh. This is the circumference of the fullest part of the thigh, and then again at the mid thigh. 30. Knee. This is the circumference of the knee around the kneecap. 31. Calf. Measure around the fullest part of the calf. 32. Ankle. This measurement is the circumference of the ankle. These are the measurements you will need to create a sleeve pattern. Number 33. Overarm length. Beginning at the tip of the shoulder, make sure that the arm is relaxed. Measure down to the elbow, and then turn the tape to measure down to the wrist. Number 34, elbow length. This measurement is from the tip of the shoulder to the elbow. Number 35, biceps. Making sure that the arm is relaxed, measure around the fullest part of the bicep. 36, wrist. This is the circumference of the wrist. 37. Around hand. This is the circumference of the hand. This measurement will allow the hand to pass through a sewn armhole when using a non-stretchy fabric. 38. Cap height. Measure from shoulder tip to the line where you measured the bicep.